To construct your histogram, you need two lines. The first line is the y-axis. The y-axis is the y-axis, and the second line is the x-axis. So the y-axis and the x-axis. So on the y-axis, we are going to write out our frequencies on the y-axis. So just write it in full, please, frequencies, but I'm trying to write it out in a slant format, but it will be easier for you to write it out, so I'll just make it F to make it easy for me. So here I'm going to have my frequencies, and here on the x-axis I'm going to have my boundaries, my class boundaries. So my class boundaries from the questions are my lengths. They are my lengths. Okay, so now let's look at how to represent our figures on our x and y axis. So for the frequency, you need to take note of the smallest number and the biggest number. The smallest number of the frequencies is 3 and the biggest number is 12. So I'm going to use units of 2 to represent my frequency. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. My graph sheet is short, that's why I'm using 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. But you can also use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so on. It's better you use it that way, but it depends on what you are given. It depends. Sometimes if the frequencies are very large figures, maybe up to 100, you can use 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on to represent your values. Now, okay, so this is 0. Now for my class interval, for my class boundaries, I'm using the first class boundary and all of the upper class boundaries for my y-axis, for my x-axis. So I'm starting with 0.5. So here I will have minus 0.5. The next one is 3.5. Next 7.5. Next 11.5. Next 15.5. Next 19.5. So from here to here is for minus 0.5 to 3.5. From this point to this point is from 3.5 to 7.5. From here to here is 7.5 to 11.5. From this point to this point is 11.5 to 15.5. From this point to this point is 15.5 to 19.5. So frequency for this one, for this first class interval, is 3. So I'm going to draw my bar up to 3. So 3 is in between 2 and 4, so I'm going to stop here like this. Next is 7. 7 is in between 6 and 8, so I'm going to stop in between 6 and 8 here. Next one is 12. 7.5 to 11.5 is 12, so that will be 12. 12. For 12 I'm going to stop here because this is 12, so I'm going to stop here. Then I would draw my rectangle down to 11.5. Next is 11.5 to 15.5. 11.5 to 15.5, that's 7. The frequency for that is 7. So 7 is at this point, so I'm going to draw it up to this point. 7. Please ensure that you use a ruler to draw your straight lines. Don't draw with just your hand. Use a ruler to draw straight lines. You can see I've made a mistake. I'm to join it this way because it is for 11.5 to 15.5. So this bar is for 11.5 to 15.5 and the frequency is 7. The next one is 15.5 to 19.5. that's this one, 15.5 to 19.5, and the frequency is 9. So I'm going to draw it up from here to 9. 9 is in between 8 and 10, so I'm going to stop in between 8 and 10 here. That's here. I'm going to draw the line here, a straight line here also, and join the two together to form my bar for the class interval 15.5 to 19.5. So this my histogram is very good for you to label, for you to give your histogram a heading. So I will give my histogram a heading. So histogram showing. From the question we are told that these are the lengths of objects, so I would write my heading as histogram showing the lengths of objects. So I think you can underline, but it should be on top, not inside of your histogram. So, and that's how to construct a histogram.